Krishna everyone. Welcome to Balaram Jayanthi. It's the appearance of Lord Balram, a very, very auspicious occasion. On this auspicious occasion, On this auspicious occasion, should I start from first, Prabhu? Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to Balaram Jayanthi. It's a day when Lord Balram appeared. It's a very, very auspicious day, and to create more auspiciousness, let's start with the prayer. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. With that, before we start, we'll pray to Lord Balram. Namaste Halagraha, Namaste Mushala Yuddha, Namaste Revati Kanta, Namaste Bhakta Vatsala, Namaste Dharani Dhara, Namaste Balanam Shreshta, Pralambare Namaste Stu, Ehi Mam Krishna Purvaja. It means, I offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Balram, the best of the strong and the support of the earth. Obeisances unto you, O enemy of Pralamba, please deliver me, O elder brother of Krishna. Obeisances to you, O holder of the plough. Obeisances to you, O wielder of the mace. Obeisances to you, O darling of Revati. Obeisances to you, who are very kind to your devotees. When Krishna appears in the material world, he is accompanied by his associates and paraphernalia. 5,000 years ago, when Krishna came to this earth, into the material world, Lord Balram came before Krishna. Lord Balram is the eternal companion of Sri Krishna. He came as Lakshmana with Ram and later as Nityananda Prabhu with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Balram is the merciful incarnation of the Lord. He manifested as the spiritual master, the savior of the pure devotees. Lord Balram is the original spiritual master, and anyone desiring to make spiritual progress must first get the mercy of Lord Balram. On this auspicious occasion, let us pray to Lord Balram to protect us from this material world and give us mercy so that we can develop the Krishna Prema and go back to Godhead, to Krishna. With that, we will start our celebrations today. First, we have a Kirtan. Mukul Prabhu will be singing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, you have time till 6:15. Over to you, Prabhu.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ite Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, that was a beautiful, heart-melting kirtan. Thank you very much, Mukul Prabhu. That was a great start for our program today. Next, we have Kimberly. Kimberly will be singing a few bhajans and kirtan of Lord Balram. Hare Krishna, Kimberly. Over to you.
Mic is okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachanine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskyatyam Deshatanine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachanine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paskyacha Deshatanine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Nitai Go Pramanande. Hari Hari Bol.
That was a beautiful kirtan, really heart-melting. Thank you, Kimberly. That was excellent. Next, devotees, we're going to start with the next segment of the program, which is Aarti. Request all of you all to kindly stand. And we have today Satyarupa Prabhu doing the Pujari service. Ananya will be singing the Aarti Kirtan, supported by Paurnamasi Mataji. And Sunil Prabhu will be playing the Mridangam. With that, we'll start the Aarti.
Sing and see. Yeah.
Keep
Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Arati Kashobha Keep Jayo Jayo Gora Chande Arati Kashobha દખીને નિતાય ચાન ને ગદાધારા નિકાટે અદ્વૈતા શ્રીની વાસચાત્રે ધારા કિબા બોશીઓ છે ગૌરચાન રત્ના સિંહાસને આરતી કરે ના બ્રહ્મા આદિદેવ ગાને કોરી ચામર દુલાયા સંજયા મુકુંદ પાસો ઘોષાદિ ગાયા કિવ શંખા બાજે ઘંટા બાજે બાજે કરટાલા મૃતંગા બાજે પરમ રસાલા શંકા બાજે ઘંટા બાજે માધુર 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 બાજે શંખા બાજે ઘંટા બાજે માધુર 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 બાજે માધુર 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 બાજે હરી બોલ હરી બોલ
હરિ બોલ
નિત્ય ગૌર હરી બોલ હરી બોલ હરી બોલ નિત્ય ગૌર હરી બોલ
હરિ બોલ
હરી બોલ
હરિ બોલ
નિત્ય ગૌર હરી બોલ હરી બોલ હરી બોલ નિત્ય ગૌર હરી બોલ કિવા બહુ કોટી ચંદ્રજીની वदन उज्ज्वला वनमाला जलमाला गला देशे वनमाला तोरे जलमाला इव शिवा सुखनारदा प्रेमे गंगाधा कति विनोद कति विनोद देखे गौरर संपादा
You want me to project?
भक्ति विनोद देखे गौरर संपादा Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
should be. I think so. So let me. Is it safe to take it there? Right? Let me check. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, I need to close. Okay. Now we can.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Shubhadra, Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva, Jaya Shubhadra. Jaya Nithai Gaur Sundar, Jaya Nithai Gaur Sundar, Jaya Nithai Gaur Sundar, Jaya Nithai Gaur Sundar. Jaya Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Shri Radhe.
Jaya Radha, Hari
Radha Kunj Bihari Radhe. Jaya राधा गोपीनाथ राधा गोपीनाथ श्री राधे जय राधा मदन मोहन राधा मदन मोहन राधे जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे
जय राधा श्याम सुंदर राधा श्याम सुंदर राधे
जय राधा नील माधव श्री राधे
जय राधा नील माधव राधा नील माधव राधे
जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
गुरुदेव गुरुदेव
गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव
हरि
हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल.
So let's offer our obeisances. Jaya Om Vishnupada Paramamsa Paradakshara Stostrasta Shri Srimadi Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jaya Om Vishnupada Paramamsa Paradakshara Stostrasta Shri Srimadi His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. प्रेम श्री गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय. श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय. गजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय. श्री क्षेत्रम श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. जगन्नाथ स्वामी की जय. मधुरा धाम की जय. नवद्वीप धाम की जय. जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय. गंगामयी की जय. यमुनामयी की जय. तुलसी देवी की जय. भक्ति देवी की जय. संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. व्रत मृदंगा की जय. सामवेद भक्त वृंद की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाददायिने हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः शिलाटङ्कानखालये इतो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो तो यामि ततो बाहेर नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव करकमलवरेणकाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव करकमलवरेणकाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गाम् केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव जय भक्त प्रहलाद भक्त प्रहलाद भक्त प्रहलाद जय भक्त प्रहलाद जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव मीठाई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल bol, Nithai Gaura Hari bol, Gaura Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Nithai Gaura Hari bol. विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह भगवान की जय, भक्त प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, शिला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरुदेव महाराज की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय.
Thank you, Ananya. Thank you, Purnamasi Mataji. Thank you, Sunil Prabhu, for the beautiful Kirtan and Narasimha Aarti. And thank you, Satyarupa Prabhu, for the Aarti. With that, devotees, we are going to the next segment of the program, which is class by Her Grace Jai Subhadra Mataji. Of course, Mataji needs no introduction, but for the pleasure of devotees, I have a short introduction about Mataji. So Mataji has been practicing Krishna consciousness for more than 25 years. And Mataji does various services. She conducts Bhakti Shastri classes, and she's the lead for the prasadam cooking and Sunday feast and many festivals. She does lots of services. She also guides devotees on Krishna consciousness and Vaishnava etiquette. It's our pleasure today and fortunate that Mataji is going to give the class on Lord Balram. With that, let's welcome Jai Subhadra Mataji today by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna devotees. Happy Balaram Purnima, happy Balaram Jayanti to you all. So, let me just open. So everybody knows why we have gathered here, right? It's Balaram's appearance day, auspicious day, very auspicious day. And you can project the slide, Prabhu. So who is Lord Balram? We'll see a beautiful picture of Lord Balram here. He is... Actually, to understand Lord Balram, we have to understand who is Krishna first. Because Krishna is the source of all incarnations, all expansions, everyone, right? So who is Krishna? We have to understand Krishna as the supreme. We all know Krishna as the supreme personality of Godhead. But Srimad Bhagavatam, the very first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, actually reveals the nature and identity of the absolute truth. And I'll read little bit part of the translation of the 1.1.1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna is the original primeval Lord, the source of all other expansions. He is the primeval cause of all causes of the creation, sustenance and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge onto the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. So, definition of absolute truth. Definition of absolute truth is he's the ultimate reality, and there's no second, one without a second. Like, there is nobody equal to or greater than him. That is the supreme personality of Godhead, the absolute truth. And if you know the absolute truth, there are 3 features of the absolute truth that we can understand the absolute truth in, right? I think it's very much discussed in many of the classes. Anybody would like to say? Yes, Mataji? Bhagwan, Paramatma, Brahman. So the order is Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagwan, right? In terms of, yes, thank you, Mataji. So Brahman feature is the spiritual energy, the impersonal aspect and the spiritual energy of the Lord. Paramatma is the super soul within everyone's heart. And Bhagwan is the supreme personality of Godhead who has the beautiful form, Tribhanga form. We can see Krishna here. That is the absolute form of the Lord with everything in it. So Balram is none other than, Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. Direct first expansion of Krishna, and Balram is not a different personality. Why does Krishna expand as Balram? Krishna wants to enjoy. So Krishna is self-sufficient. Whenever he wants to enjoy, he just expands. Like he expands, who's Srimati Radharani? It's the Radhini Shakti of pleasure potency of the Lord, and she serves the Lord. So Krishna expands as Radharani. Krishna also expands as Balram. And we'll see what Balram does. So there is no difference between Krishna and Balram in one sense, except for their color. Krishna is blackish, bluish hue, and Balram is whitish, you can say. So there is a nice picture of Krishna. Prabhu, next slide, I think. Yes, this is Krishna Balram from Vrindavan, ISKCON Vrindavan temple in India. And we see the difference, right? Balram is white, all whitish, and then Krishna is the blackish hue, bluish blackish hue. Both are very beautiful. Both are they have beautiful features, extremely beautiful, the most beautiful personalities. And, but I should be able to see maybe a little bit. Yeah, that's good. So here we see Balram, Prabhupada was actually asked. It's okay. So this is the picture I was talking about. I mean, these are the deities of ISKCON Vrindavan, and Krishna Balram is there and on the altar. And Prabhupada one time asked his disciples, jokingly, who is more powerful, Krishna or Balram? Who do you think is more powerful, Krishna or Balram? Balram? Anybody else? Any other answer or same answer? Krishna or Balram? Krishna, who said that? Okay, why so, and why so Balram, and why so Krishna? Krishna is, that's a philosophical aspect. Just from the picture, from the darshan of the deities here, Prabhupada, I'll say why, what Prabhupada's answer was when he asked his disciples. Prabhupada said Krishna is more powerful because Balram is resting on Krishna. If you see, his hand is, his shoulder, he's putting his, so Krishna is sustaining, and so Krishna is more powerful. That is there. So, so Krishna does not need any father, any mother, right? Any brother, sister like that. But still he expands himself, he has a mother, he has a father, especially when he comes to do his wonderful pastimes in the material world, in the material creation, just for one reason, and that is to exchange his love with his devotees, the love of his devotees and his love for his devotees, just to have that relationship, because the devotees are longing for this relationship in different rasas, as a parental, as a sakhya, as a friend sakhya, conjugal, and so forth. So that's the only reason why Krishna, although we think he is born, in Mathura we have a place where he's born, but he's unborn, right? Bhagavad Gita says he's aja, he's unborn, he does not take birth. But it appears like we have Janmashtami coming, right? He's being born, he manifests himself, or he descends himself just for his devotees. That's the main reason. So So in this, what Balram does is he expands himself into various, we'll see how Balram actually serves Krishna in various different rasas. There are 5 rasas, right? I hope anybody wants to quickly go through the rasas. 5 rasas, yes. Madhurya rasa. 5 rasas are there. Yeah. So Balram actually serves Krishna in all of the 5 rasas. We'll see that also. So Krishna, it's not that Krishna actually at one point existed separate, just alone, and then expanded into Balaram, and expanded into Radharani, and expanded into different jivas. We are also part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. It's like sometimes this very famous question comes, when did we come into existence? When did the soul, the jivas, come into existence? But we are eternally existing. And similarly, Balaram, all the incarnations are existing in the spiritual world. They don't come as such, like this is the point in time when they have a birthday and they appear and like that. So it's very important. They forever exist in the spiritual world. Very important to understand that. And it's hard to understand for our material mind to, when we say Krishna expands and then there is further expansion and there's further expansion, we get lost sometimes. How is that possible and how does things work? We can understand a little bit from the scriptures, but we try to understand we get lost sometimes. But that's for, we need Guru, and Balram is the Adi Guru. He is a manifestation, the spiritual master is a manifestation of Balram. The spiritual master gets his potency from Balram. So we'll see that also. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna exists because he wants to enjoy. That's the only reason, that's the only thing Krishna does, is to enjoy. And we all, including all other jivas, are meant to serve Krishna and give pleasure to Krishna. That is our job, but we become conditioned and we think, I am the enjoyer, I am the controller, I want to enjoy, why Krishna should enjoy? And that's why we are in this material world, because we wanted to enjoy separately from Krishna. But as Balaram, Krishna expands himself, and Balaram is always 24/7 serving Krishna in various ways. Especially Balaram helps, maintains, he's the chief of the creation, we can say. The material creation that happens, it starts from Balaram. So Balaram expands himself into 5 forms. One is Mahasankarshana. Second is the Vishnu, the 3 Vishnu tattvas, that is Karunadakshay Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shirodakshay Vishnu, and Anantashesh. So the first 4 are in charge of the material creation. And Anantashesh has Balaram expands himself as Anantashesh. There is a nice picture of Balaram doing that service. I don't know which. This is a beautiful form of Balaram. And here is the picture. We see Anantashesh, with so many, it's limited here, but there are unlimited hoods. And Krishna is lying on the body of Anantashesh. And Anantashesh is also maintaining all the planetary systems. And this is how, one of the ways Balaram is serving Krishna. And Balaram also comes along with Krishna when Krishna comes with his different incarnations, like in Ram avatar, in Ram incarnation, Balaram came as Lakshman. And we see how Lakshman was always serving, Lord Ram, always serving Lord Ram. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, who came along with him? Nityananda Prabhu. Balaram came as Nityananda Prabhu. And how Nityananda Prabhu was also helping Lord Chaitanya to preach the holy name, the message of the Krishna consciousness to one and all, especially people of Kali Yuga, along with Haridas Thakur. Let me see. Now, how the birth of Balaram is also very special. Like Krishna, birth of Balaram is, so if you go back into the past time, Devaki got married to Vasudev, and Kamsa was the brother of Devaki. And they just got married, and Kamsa was very happy and very pleased to, have his sister getting married. So he personally said, I will drive your chariot and I'll take you to your husband's home. So he took the reins of the chariot and he started driving the chariot. And as soon as he started doing it, there was a prediction, there was a Akashvani, we say, from the sky, that, you fool, what are you doing? You're driving the chariot of the woman and her husband, and from them there will be a son born, 8th son, who will kill you, What are you doing? So Kamsa got very shocked. Actually, the reason why who made this Akashvani, it was arranged by the demigods, or I think demigods only made, because they wanted Krishna to come as soon as possible. So they speeded up the thing and made this announcement like this. And Kamsa was he was a great demon, and he was like very furious. Yes. He loved his sister. But when the announcement was made, things changed. Kamsa was he started to actually take out his sword and he wanted to kill his sister. Yes.
He wants to show off. He wants to show off that I love my sister. No, Kamsa is like that. He's very proud of himself. He wants to be seen as good in everything. He shows off that I also take care of my sister. But it is not a genuine love and affection towards his sister. So that's what we're going to see next.
Yes. So as soon as he heard this, he became very terrified, and he took out the sword from his thing, and he wanted to kill Devaki. Then Vasudev had to intervene. He said, because Vasudev was very, very wise. He thought through, okay, this is, how can I save my wife from Kamsa? So he quickly thought through and he said, Kamsa, why are you killing this woman? She is your sister, and you will incur great sin by killing a woman. Don't do that. The prediction is she's not going to harm you. Her 8th son is going to harm you. So why kill her? Kill the 8 sons, or kill the 8th son. Don't kill her. And I promise personally, that we will hand over the sons born to us, and you can kill them if you want. So initially, actually, the thing was, we'll hand over the 8th child to you. But then Narad Muni also wanted Krishna to come as soon as possible, and so Narad Muni came and advised Kamsa, how do you know which is the 8th child? How do you count? From behind or from the front? How would you count which is the 8th child? So don't get into all these things. Just kill all of them, So that was Narad Muni's intervention also. So Kamsa said, no, I'll kill all your child that are born. And any child that is born, I'll kill. And Vasudev kept his word, and he gave every child that was born, he handed over to Kamsa. Now, Kamsa killed the first 6 children that were born. They were all sons, and they were killed by Kamsa. 7th child, and we'll see who were those 6 children also, because they were also, there is a pastime to that, who are the 6 sons that were killed. So 7th child, when Devaki was pregnant with 7th child, she felt very happy. It was a very devotional, spiritual feeling that she had. And then by the arrangement of Krishna through Yogamaya, the internal potency of the Lord, we have Mahamaya, which works as Maya Devi in this material world, right? We say you are in Maya, or you have done under the influence of Maya Devi. Similarly, there is an internal potency of the Lord, Yogamaya, and through the agency of Yogamaya, Krishna arranged for the transforming the womb or the child, unborn child, from Devaki's womb to Rohini's womb. And who is Rohini? Rohini is another wife of Vasudeva. It so happened that Kamsa's atrocities were very much widespread, and Vasudeva always feared that something will happen to he had more than one wife or two wives. At that time, kings, Kshatriyas were allowed to have more than one wife. So he had, and she was pregnant as well. So he had kept Rohini under the shelter of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai in Vrindavan, in Gokul. So through the agency of Yogamaya, the unborn child, who is Balram, actually got transferred to the womb of Rohini. And there is a reason why Balram comes first, before Krishna. If we see the six, they're called Sadgarbhas, or the 6 sons who were born, they represent material anarthas: lust, anger, greed, illusion, and madness. So they had just left the womb of Devaki, and the Balram's service is to make sure everything is perfect for Krishna's arrival, including the womb of Devaki. So he appeared first. He actually made sure the womb of Devaki is prepared, and then so Krishna can take birth. So-called birth, we can say. But that was the reason Balram appears first in the womb of Devaki. And then he left the womb to be transferred to Rohini. So who are these 6 sons of that were killed? They have a story behind why they appeared and why they were killed as soon as they were born. And that too by Kamsa. Anybody, any idea? Okay, so I don't think, so it is explained, they were the sons of Marichi. Marichi is the son of Brahma, one of the sons of Brahma. Brahma has many sons, one of the sons is Marichi. And Marichi had 6 sons. So by the arrangement of, again, Krishna's internal potency, Brahma got attracted to his own daughter. Her name was Vak. And he approached his own daughter, and the daughter, of course, ran away. But so how to understand this Brahma getting attracted to his own daughter, it's again, like I said, it's the arrangement of Krishna's internal potency. And just like Bhishma Dev, as we see, why did he side with the Kauravas, Duryodhana's side? Although he knew very well, they're very evil, they're not righteous. Still, Bhishma Dev was siding with them. And he was acting under the will of Krishna only. Similarly, Brahma, he is, especially our Brahma, in this, not all Brahmas are pure devotees, but our Brahma is pure devotee. So he was just being an instrument in the hands of the Lord. That whatever the Lord wants for his pastime to happen, I will act accordingly. And this is one of the pastime where Brahma was made to get attracted to his own daughter. And we should not, of course, minimize. So seeing this, the 6 sons saw this, how he got attracted, and they laughed at Brahma. By Brahma's act, they laughed at Brahma. And that was an Vaishnava Aparadh they committed. So whenever we commit Vaishnava Aparadh, what happens? We fall down. So they fell down too. They fell down from their position of being the sons of a demigod or being on the planets of the demigod. They fell down, and when they fell down, they actually became the sons of, they got two births, one as the sons of Hiranyakashipu, and second birth was again as the grandsons of Hiranyakashipu. So in the first birth, not much, but the second birth, when they became the sons of Hiranyakashipu, they were actually, when they became the sons of Hiranyakashipu, they wanted to act independently. We know Hiranyakashipu is very controlling, right? He wanted to be the controller of the entire creation. He wanted, so he expected his grandsons also to follow that. Just like how he expected his son, Prahlad Maharaj, to just chant his names, right? When Prahlad Maharaj said, I'm chanting Vishnu's name or Krishna's name, and he was very angry that you have to, what are they teaching you in the school? Similarly, when he found out that the 6 sons they had a separate agenda of their own. They wanted to, actually, they went to Brahma. They started tapasya. They did long tapasya to Brahma, and they wanted benediction from Brahma that we should not be killed by any demigods, we should not, no weapon can kill us, and so forth. You know how demons ask all this kind of benedictions to secure their position or their eternity. They feel like we'll never be killed. If nobody, human beings kill or demigods kill us, then we'll be eternally alive. So similarly, they did this tapasya and prayed to Brahma for this benediction. And when Hiranyakashipu found out, he was so mad, and then he cursed them, and he said, you will fall, your own father will kill you. So actually, when they were born as the grandsons of Hiranyakashipu, their father was Kalanemi, right? Kalanemi. And so Kalanemi, so that was one life, and then Kalanemi is born as Kamsa. That's Kamsa's previous life is as Kalanemi, son of Hiranyakashipu. So that is where Kamsa kills his own children. The 6 children that were killed by Kamsa, that were born from Devaki and Vasudev, were the sons of, actually the sons of Kamsa in his previous life, and he killed them. So it's important always there is some pastime why things happen, usually in, it's all arrangement of Krishna and how Krishna arranges all these things. So yes, it appeared, so when Kamsa came to know, this transformation from womb of Devaki to Rohini happened, and it appeared that Devaki had a miscarriage because the child was transformed. Of course, it is said Yogamaya appeared as a daughter. If you remember, Yogamaya appears actually, and Kamsa also tries to kill. And as soon as she's born, Kamsa takes the child, which is a daughter actually, and he tries to throw, just like he kills, smashing at the wall, he killed all the sons like that. So he did the same, and Yogamaya just appeared. And Yogamaya is none other than, from Yogamaya, all the expansions, all the Devis, the goddesses expand from Yogamaya. And that's who we worship as Durga Devi and others, right? Their expansion from Yogamaya. So that is how Yogamaya is also orchestrating the pastime under the guidance of Krishna, of course. Now when Balram was born, so Balram is elder to Krishna, and Balram was born, and so was Krishna was born after just 10 days or so. Then the family priest, Garga Muni, is the family priest, and he was invited by Nanda Maharaj that please give the name Namakaran it's a ceremony that is done. And he wanted to do it very big, celebrate it, but because of the fear of Kamsa, trying to find, he was looking for the 8th child of Devaki, because of course Krishna was also transformed, right, to Vrindavan from the jail of Kamsa, pastime of Vasudeva carrying Krishna in the basket. So they did a this name-giving ceremony, and during that name-giving ceremony, Garga Muni said, Balram, of course he said for Krishna also, but he said Balram, his name will be Balram. And who is Balaram? Bala and Ram. Bala is one who has unlimited strength. Not only physical, of course, for physical strength is there. And then for us, how do we see Balram? The Bala is the spiritual strength, because he is the giver of spiritual strength. Whatever we practice, whatever we do, we derive our strength from Balram. We cannot do otherwise without the blessings of Balram. And his drama, he always gives pleasure to others. And especially, he will give pleasure to both the dynasty, the Yadu dynasty, and who's the other dynasty? Rishni. Yeah, the dynasty of one is the Kshatriya dynasty, which is the Yadus, and the other is the Nanda Maharaj, who are Vaishyas. So he'll give pleasure to all, both the dynasty. And Balram is also known as Sankarshana. Sankarshana means one who unites both the dynasties together. That's where his name comes as Sankarshana. Also, Sankarshana means one who attracts deity, because Akarshana is attraction, and Sankarshana is one who attracts people to him, because in the deity form, he's also known as Sankarshana in that way. So yes, there is a nice, I just wanted to read the translation. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 8, verse 12, where Garga Muni has performed the name-giving ceremony for Krishna and Balram in a very, very limited solitary place. And the translation is, Garga Muni said, "This child, the son of Rohini, will give all happiness to his relatives and friends by his transcendental qualities. Therefore, he will be known as Rama, and because he will manifest extraordinary bodily strength, he will also be known as Bala. Moreover, because he unites two families, Vasudeva's family and the family of Nanda Maharaj, he will be known as Sankarshana." So he's also known as Rohini Nandana. He's also known as Daoji in Vrindavan. He's very famous, right? Daoji, because as the elder brother of Krishna. Prabhu, if you go back to the previous slide, the form of Lord Balram, if you see, it's such a beautiful, beautiful form of here of Balram. He wears, like Krishna wears yellow garments, Balram wears blue garments, and he's whitish, of course. And then he has two things he carries, usually plow and club, along with him. And his handsome hair is tied in a very graceful way. He's wearing the Gunjamala. He says he has armlets and anklets, and his earrings are touching his cheeks and so forth. So his face is decorated with tilaka made of musk, and he has ornaments on his chest as well. So we did see that how Balram actually serves Krishna in various ways in different pastimes, and also as in the 5 rasas mainly. We discussed, right, the five rasas. Shanta rasa, how he serves is, Balram expands himself as all the different paraphernalias, umbrella, pillow, shoes, flute, you name it. All those things are expansions from Balram. That's a Shanta rasa. And as a Dasya rasa, how Balram serves as Dasya. He's always engaged. I don't know if there is a picture. He's engaged in massaging the feet of the Lord when they are playing as boys in the forest. He usually, Krishna gets tired, and under the tree, they are lying down, and Balaram is massaging Krishna's feet. So that is Dasya Rasa, and Vatsalya Rasa is his parental affection. Krishna, there's a pastime of Krishna eating mud, if you remember, and then Balaram goes to Mother Yashoda and complains that Krishna is eating mud. So he was always very protective of Krishna. So that's one way where... and also he did not want Krishna to go to the Kalya Ghat because he knew that the snake Kalya is there and it's very poisonous. So he was protecting, especially when they were celebrating Krishna's birthday. Krishna wanted to go to the Kalya Ghat, and Balaram said, don't go there. And Sakya Rasa, of course, they play as coward along with the Gopas. They play in the forest. And they also, as a friend, Balaram also teases Krishna that, see, you are blackish and your parents are not blackish, so you are adopted child. Like that, that joking Sakya, friendly. And Madhurya Rasa is where Balaram expands as Ananga Manjari. Ananga Manjari is younger sister of Radharani, and very beautiful gopi. So that's how he serves Krishna in different moods, rasas. Now coming to the pastimes, there are a lot of, like Krishna has more pastimes, but there are pastimes for Lord Balram as well. So one of the pastime is how Lord Balram drags Hastinapur towards the Ganges with his plow. There is a picture of it, Prabhu, I think. This is the name-giving ceremony, and maybe it's... this one. Yes, Prabhu. So, Krishna had many wives, right, in Dwarka, and one of the wives was Jambavati. And the son, Krishna's son with Jambavati was named Samba. And Samba got attracted to Duryodhana's daughter, Lakshmana. Her name was Lakshmana. And so he kidnapped Lakshmana from her Swayamvar. Swayamvar is where, it's an assembly where she chooses her husband out of the many kings, right? So from that assembly, Samba kidnapped Lakshmana. And when Kauravas, Duryodhana and Dhritarashtra and all, when they found out, they were very furious. They were very angry that how can he do like this? And so they started to chase after him. And for some time, Samba was able to single-handedly keep them away. But then finally, he got caught. And when he got caught, they put him in, whatever we say, jail or something. They bound him up. And the news went to King Ugrasena. Ugrasena is, who's Ugrasena? Kamsa's father. So he's from the Yadu dynasty. No, sorry. I mean, he's the grandfather of Krishna, right? So he's linked to the Yadu dynasty that way. When Ugrasena found out that they have bound Samba like this, he was ready with his army to attack the Kauravas. But Balram intervened again and he said, why do we need to attack? Let me go along with some of the members, elder members of our Yadu dynasty, Yadavas, with Yadavas, and try to solve it amicably, not have any fight not have any quarrel. Let me solve it. So Balram started to go towards Hastinapur, and he had his tent out just right outside the city of Hastinapur, and he sent Uddhava to Duryodhan or Dhritarashtra as a messenger and telling them that Balram is here. So when they found out that Balram is there, they actually welcomed Uddhava very nicely. They worshipped Uddhava and they went out to actually greet Balram. They did not have so much enviousness towards Balram as they were having towards Krishna, in one sense. So they wanted to actually greet Balram. So when they started to go to Balram and they talked and everything, exchanged pleasantries and so forth, then Balram said, why have you kept Samba bound, captivated? Please release him, and we want to get him married to your daughter, Duryodhana's daughter, Lakshmana. And that changed the whole scene. When Duryodhana heard this, when Dhritarashtra and company all heard this, they said, what are you thinking of yourself? You have just started, you are very tiny, we have given you all the kingdom and you are ruling because of us. And you are trying to match with us, become equal with us. That's not going to happen. And they actually went away, that we are not going to release Samba at all. Forget about all the welcoming and all those things. You know how things change for the demoniac mentality, how things changed all of a sudden. So then Balram thought this is not going to get resolved like this, with a nice, calm way. So Balram took his plow and started to drag the city of Hastinapur with his plow. And that's what we see towards the Ganges. And as soon as that happened, the Kauravas were very terrified, what's going on, So they immediately came running to Balram and said, please forgive us, we'll do as you say, we'll give our daughter Lakshmana to Samba, please get them married, we'll obey you. So that is what this pastime is about here. And then Balram also kills Pralambasura, who disguised himself as one of the Gopas. So usually when Krishna and Balram and their friends go to the forest in Vrindavan to play and herd the cows, mostly they play also, most of the time. And one day they were playing a game. They decided to play a game. Before that, there was one Gopa who usually used to come, but he was absent that day. And this demon, Pralambasura, noticed that how can I get or attack or kill Krishna and Balram? So he noticed that this Gopa has not come today for some other reason, he's absent, but I will disguise myself as himself, as that Gopa. Nobody will know, and I will mingle around and nobody will know, and I will kill Krishna and Balram accordingly like that. So, but Krishna knew that this is not my friend Gopa, this is the demon, Pralambasura. So and he knew, Krishna of course knows, is all-knowing. He knew the intent that he has come to kill me and Balram. So Krishna arranged for a game to happen. He said, let's play a game. The game is, we'll play hide and seek. And we'll divide ourselves into two teams. And they said, we'll have two captains. And everybody opted for Krishna to be captain of one team, Balram to be the captain of another team. And they said, whoever finds, or whichever member of one team finds the member of the other team, the member who is found will have to carry the person who found them on their shoulders. So by Krishna's arrangement, Krishna's team lost and Balram's team won. This is, of course, very transcendental pastimes. So, and it so happened that Pralambasura, who was disguised as a Gopa, had to carry Balram on his shoulders. So he carried Balram and his intention was not, and again this is a pastime, Balaram must be very well aware of what his intention was, but Balaram is very coolly, he was just, okay, let's go, we won't, I'm going to be on your shoulders. So that Gopa started, or Pralambasura started to take Balaram very quickly and very, very far away from the boundaries of the city limits and all. And Balaram was thinking, where are we going, where are you taking me? And but he was running so fast that Balaram then said, okay, I need to do something. So he made himself so heavy. It slowed down the Gopa, the Pralambasura, but he was still trying to go. And finally, Balaram punched him on his head. As soon as he punched him on his head, he died. Because Balaram was very angry that you are keeping me away from my playtime with my other friends, the other Gopas. So that was the reason why Balaram actually punched him, and of course that killed. So what does Pralambasura, like all these demons manifest some anarthas, right? Some misgivings, some bad qualities. And that's what we have in our heart, right? We have so many bad qualities, anarthas in our heart. Pralambasura, anybody knows what does he exemplify? What does he represent? Which bad quality he represents? Who said that? Pride. He represents pride. More so, he represents the attraction to the opposite sex. And of course, pride, adoration, the tendency to enjoy is what he represents. So we have to be such attraction. Srimad Bhagavatam actually in many of the purports, Prabhupada writes, the attraction between man and woman is what keeps one in this material existence. Too much attachment is what keeps. So we have to be so very careful of this inclination. We have to, otherwise it will kill our Krishna consciousness. We have to be very, very careful. Similarly, there is another pastime of Balaram killing Denu Kasura. And I forget what is the lesson from that, but if anybody can find out. But I'll narrate the pastime, killing of Denu Kasura. Denu Kasura was an S demon, and he used to reside in a place. He took over a place in the forest of Talavan, and where a lot of tala trees, palm trees used to grow. It was full, and the residents of Vrindavan, especially the Gopas, the cowherd boys, they wanted to enjoy that fruit, but they were so afraid of Denu Kasura that they never went to that place. What to speak of them going to that place? Even the birds and the animals left that forest because they were so scared of Denu Kasura. So nobody was able to eat. This is the pastime here. Nobody was able to enjoy the fruits of the palm trees. So they actually requested that to Krishna and Balaram, the cowherd boys requested to Krishna and Balaram, please do something. We know that you both only can do something about it. And Krishna and Balaram, of course, they wanted to please Krishna and Balaram, like Krishna always wants to please his devotees, whatever it takes. So they said, yes, we will go and we'll kill those demons. And Denu Kasura did not reside alone. He had many of his friends residing in that same forest. And so what happens is, before this there is a picture. Balaram goes, I think before or after, I'm not sure. Yes, this one. Balaram goes and starts, Balaram is Bala, right? He's so strong. He starts to shake one of the trees. So all the fruits are falling down. And as soon as the noise, the sound of the fruits falling, it attracts the attention of Kasura. And Kasura is made aware that somebody is here in this forest, and he comes and he sees Balram. He's like furious, what are you doing, And he starts to, he kicks Balram first with his hind legs. And Balram, of course, does not do anything first, but then he starts to kick Balram again, attack Balram again. And at that point, Balram just takes, with one hand, he takes his, this donkey's, the ass's legs, and he just circles Kasura in the air, and just throws Kasura on one of the trees, the tallest tree there. And as soon as the Kasura is, he falls down, and so also falls so many the fruits, but he dies there. Kasura. That's the end of Kasura. So, hearing this, all the other, like I said, there were other friends of Kasura also residing. They come and they also start to attack, and Krishna and Balram. We see Krishna also actually killing, because there were other friends of Kasura residing. So both of them kill the demon. Now the last part is very important. Is Balram is Adi Guru, is known as Adi Guru. And Mundaka Upanishad, I have a verse from Mundaka Upanishad. It says, just one line, Nayam Atma Balaha Nena Labhya. It means one cannot attain the platform of self-realization without the mercy of Balram. And like I said, Bala is not just the physical strength, more so we are talking about the spiritual strength, the determination to practice bhakti, determination to practice devotional service comes from, we gain our, the strength to practice bhakti from our spiritual master, right? He guides us, he blesses us, gives his mercy, and that's how we can practice. On our own, it's very difficult. So that's the mercy of the spiritual master, and the spiritual master is getting his mercy from Balram. So that is how the mercy of Balram is flowing in our lives through our spiritual masters. That's very important. We cannot attain spiritual perfection without the blessings of Balram. So on this day, we should specially pray to Lord Balram that please bless us, please give your mercy, that we should never fall down from the path of bhakti or devotional service, and to always keep us engaged in their services. That should be our heartfelt prayer on this day. Very, very important, right? So another verse, and I'll end with this. In Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, verse 42, Krishna is talking to Arjuna, and it is the title of the chapter, 4th chapter, is Transcendental Knowledge. And in that 4th chapter, we see Krishna is imparting transcendental knowledge to Arjuna. And then at the end, towards the end of the chapter, this is probably the second last verse, Krishna, these are the first two lines, Tasmad Ajnana Sambhutam Hridasthanam Jnana Ashina Atmana. Krishna says, therefore the doubts which have arisen in your heart out of ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. That is Krishna's instruction to Arjuna in this verse, 442. Krishna has given the knowledge, and he is asking Arjuna, with the help of this knowledge, make your knowledge as a weapon and you fight. That is next instruction in 43, verse 43. So Krishna is giving knowledge. We as conditioned soul do not even have that much sufficient strength to lift or to apply that knowledge without the mercy of Balram. That's very important. The knowledge is there, but sometimes we know many things, right? We know we should not do this, but we still do it. Isn't it? Because that determination to do something or to keep doing something, that strength comes from Balram. So Balram gives that strength. Even though we have knowledge, that strength to practice and apply practically in our life comes from Balram. So that's very important because application brings transformation of heart. Otherwise it remains as knowledge, and it can only be so useful, not so much unless we apply it. So we have to internalize that knowledge that Krishna has given through the mercy of Lord Balram. It's very important. I think just end with this last verse from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says, Yasha prasada bhagavad prasado, yasha prasada nagdi kutopi. By the mercy of the spiritual master, we receive the mercy of Krishna. So again, we cannot approach Krishna, just like Radha Ashmi we discussed how we cannot approach Krishna without the mercy of Radharani. Similarly here, we actually cannot, to get the determination in our spiritual life, we need to approach Balram, Lord Balram. And that's how we derive the mercy of the spiritual master. Or when we serve the spiritual master, we derive the mercy of Balram. So with that, I'll end here. Balaram Jayanti ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Anything? If you are going to answer, yes. I can try.
It's from earlier when you were speaking about the pastimes with Kamsa's sister.
Devaki.
So, yeah, and you mentioned Kamsa as a demon, right? I was curious about this because Kamsa, when you say demon, because there's like, sometimes I wonder about this because it's like for instance, Kamsa was a demon, but was he like a physical, like he could shift into a demon, or was he actual demoniac, like personality, demoniac mentality. Some demonic mentality, because then it would mean that his sister, who gave birth to Krishna, and she would be demon too, if that's like the family was demon. So that's why I was curious about that. So it's just mentality. It's not like he's an actual.
It's the mentality and the association that he was keeping, which created that mentality in him. Right, Satyasama? I can answer.
Demoniac mentality. So it's not like he was like Pralambasura, that type of demon. He's a different type of demon. Okay, thank you.
Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu is such a big demon. The pure devotee was born to Hiranyakashipu. So how is that possible? So it's like the demoniac mentality that manifests, even sometimes physically also, because they have that, the siddhis, the powers, the purushakara powers, they say. So they get that by doing severe tapasya and things like that. They misuse the power. So when they misuse the power, then they become demoniac. Like that. If you have that kind of mentality, but you have wrong association, it becomes more disastrous. That's exactly what happens to Kamsa. Because his associates all are demoniac. So even sometimes he gets a good knowledge because he is very knowledgeable in Shastras, some Kamsa. But the friends say, no, why? Let's go and do it. So demoniac propensity or mental disposition with the wrong association makes it disastrous. So that's an example of Kamsa. So it's a mentality.
But there's still two kinds.
They generally have the siddhis, as I said, the purushakara powers, by which they can change their physical appearance, like a Surpanaka. Right, she's a beautiful lady. But she can also transform into the original, the form which reflects the mentality, the demoniac mentality, like that. So in Kali Yuga, we don't have that much of a transforming into the physical form of a demonness or demon, but they have inside heart. Right, so that's more dangerous because you won't even know. But within the heart there is a demon. Right, but outside they may look like a Devi or Devas, but inside there is so much demoniac quality. Sorry, I'll keep on going.
I have a Shiksha Guru that I take the Lord instruction from. She's wonderful, but she brought up a really good point one time that reminded me what you were saying, is how inside of us there's a war between God and our ego, and so this battle constantly going on, right? And so what are we going to feed? Kind of like the wolves story that people say, but really in a devotional way, it's like we have that the demon part of us, and then the ego, and then the Krishna. So which one are we going to feed? So,
Two dogs, yes. So in Satyuga, they said the demons used to reside on a different planet, right? Then in Treta Yuga, was it Treta Yuga? Different country, and then Dwapar Yuga in the same family, as we see from Kaurava Pandava family, like, same family, demon mentality. And then in Kali Yuga, it's within us only. Right.
I mean, today is Baldev appearance, so we need to speak about Guru. So he appears in the heart so to clear all the anarthas. If there is no Guru in your life, anarthas will never go away and Krishna will never appear. So that's why the Guru comes in different forms to get rid of those anarthas. But that's where we fight back. That's where the demoniac quality comes out. Why I should listen? Why I should do this? I am independent. I am the controller. I will do whatever I want. Nobody can check me. So then we will be stuck. So that's why today is Balaram's appearance day, and he was symbolically appeared before Krishna to clear all the anarthas. Then the heart is very fertile for the bhakti to grow and the Lord to appear. Like that, no? It's very important.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming.
Any other questions, devotees? If not, I have a short thank you note. Thank you, Mataji. That was a very wonderful and a very enlightening class. We all really thoroughly enjoyed it. And you narrated the pastime so beautifully. It was almost like we're right there in the pastime experiencing it. And also, you nicely explained why 6 children were killed and why Kamsa was the one killing them. I mean, that was something really new for us, we learned. And of course, the various pastimes. It was a very beautiful class. Thank you very much, Mataji. And so with that, I have a few words to say. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 34, Tad vidhi pranipratena pariprashnena sevaya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. It means, just try to listen the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge onto you because they have seen the truth. So Prabhupada says in the purport, this path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord himself. So 3 things we need to remember when we approach a spiritual master. We have to approach the spiritual master with a humbleness, with the attitude that we are questioning but not challenging. It should be to seek and to understand. And finally, to follow and listen to the instructions of the spiritual master. And as Satisara Prabhu said, it is only then will we get the bhakti and progress in this path. With that, I would like to thank to all the devotees who did various services today to make this event a grand success. And I would also once again thank Jaisubhadra Mataji and Satisara Prabhu for the class and Prabhu for answering the questions. And thank you all for joining us today. We will, I know it's almost past 8 o'clock, but thank you all for joining. Just a quick announcement. Janmashtami is next Friday and Saturday. So this time we have 2 days of celebration. Friday starts at 5 o'clock, goes till 12:30. Saturday is 6 to 10. and we have various services on this auspicious occasion. Let's pray to Lord Balram that we are able to do those services sincerely and with utmost devotion. With that, Balaram Jayanti Mahotsav ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. With that, devotees, the next segment of the program is Prasadam. We have Dhriti, who will be singing the Prasadam prayers. Hare Krishna.
Mahaprasade Govinde, Namo Brahmane Vaishnave, Sopa Punyamudam Rajam, Vishwashone Vijayate, Sharira Vityaja, Jyotindiyatahika, Jive Fade Vishaya Sagare, Paramatya Jivati, Lobo Moise Dharmati, Take Chita Katina Samsare, Krishna Bharadoya Moy, Kori Vare Jiva Joy, Swaprasadanya Dilokai, Sayanam Ritapao, Shri Radha Krishna Gunaga, Premeza Koshi Chaitanya Nitai, Jainima Jainitai, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mahaprasadam ki.
Hare Krishna devotees, quick announcement. So we have printed Janmashtami flyers, and we humbly request all of you all to collect the flyers. Please contact Satisara Prabhu for the flyers, and we request all of you all to please give it door to door in your neighborhood and in the areas you're going, or the stores that you're going. You can ask them if you can put it up. And